good, man?
Yeah, I just can't seem to sleep lately, man. It sucks. I don't know what to do about it.
How many hours has it been?
I don't know how many days. Sorry, hours you said? Wow. Goes to show. Man, I can't do anything off no sleep. You know what I'm saying? You ever just feel like that?
I do feel like that sometimes, which is why we actually created this episode.
We enlighten me. I have no say in this. Yeah, so we do. We actually do. We have a special episode
Mhm.
called the sleep paralysis. No, I'm kidding. The sleep episode.
It's not gonna be called that,
Yeah,
but
it's minus the paralysis.
yes, it's gonna.
And it's gonna be everything sleep and everything you need to know about getting the most necessary sleep.
Mhm. So let me cover a few things. What are we going to be discussing in this episode?
We are going to be discussing a lot of things like lifestyle, nutrition,
Mhm.
morning routines, night routines, traditional things within the sleep boundaries.
Yeah. A few
Yeah.
things off the top of my head. How to improve the quality and quantity of your sleep.
Hmm.
How to create a strong circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock, to align it with the sun, the moon, all that.
Hmm.
How to live with long lasting energy, because a lot of people struggle with lethargy. So it's
Yeah.
very important. And then finally, I think that this is going to be this is a strong statement. It's
Hmm.
bold. This is going to be the only sleep resource somebody will ever need for the rest of their life.
Ha ha ha. And that is a lot to say.
Yes.
So I would start listening now if I were you. Anyway, this has benefited me a lot because I have been listening to Zayd for a while.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it's cool. Not everybody has this secondhand young man right here to just tell him what to do.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
But yeah, I did come with him to him with my struggles before, and I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what? I've tried this, and what's cool is that I can get feedback,
Yeah.
right? So everything's working, and in that sense, we created this episode.
Especially now with the Aura Ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the
This is
ultimate
a
feedback.
lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why sleep is important for people. Because I don't think most people appreciate how important it is.
Hmm.
Okay. So first of all, it is the foundation of your health. Without it, it's not even a slow decline, it's just a quick decline into chronic disease, lethargy, all types of negative experiences, and
Yeah,
eventually death.
and decision making.
Yeah.
It's all important. I agree.
I mean, the Russians, probably other countries have done sleep studies where they actually deprive certain patients of sleep,
Hmm.
and it makes them crazy.
Yeah. So it shifts everything about them, their decisions to acting not like a total child
Hmm.
in a sense.
And then the second thing I want to bring up is that a lot of people are making very simple mistakes that is preventing them from feeling at their like highest energy level.
Mm.
Okay. And some of these symptoms that people experience, they've developed it like a victim mentality, which you've mentioned previously, where they believe that it's just life as it should be.
Ah,
Like
which it
brain
shouldn't.
fog, feeling off of your game. Those are
Yeah.
not normal.
Yeah, so your reality is shifted, and you believe you are in this reality, and this is how it is, but it's not.
Hmm. Hmm.
Truly isn't. It should be a lot more clear and a lot more easy to move, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then last but not least of the why behind this is that, as I mentioned previously, it's the foundation of your energy as well. And without energy, what are you really going to accomplish in life?
Yeah, straight up. I mean, if think of it, energy. What do you use it for? Work. Work to what? To make money. If you don't, then you make money some other way, but it doesn't matter. You work, so you need energy.
Hmm.
To make money, you need energy. To support your family, you need energy. To wake up, you need energy.
To do
To
anything,
do
you need
anything, to eat, you need energy.
Yeah,
And to get energy, you need to eat. So see how these things just they bounce off of each other?
it's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected. And yeah, I bet, dude. I bet people
Mhm.
are gonna start sleeping tonight.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you guys follow the recommendations we give out here, you're gonna sleep like a baby
Yep.
consistently.
100%. You will love it. And I would like you to start first,
So
muchacho. And was it a morning routine that we're starting with?
we're going to cover morning, afternoon, and evening.
That's a
These are
nice split. Yeah.
It's three things. These are the most important things that, well, not three things specifically, three categories.
Hmm.
And within those categories, there are certain things that you do in order to prepare yourself for sleep. and it includes the full day, morning to night.
Gotcha.
It's not like you can't just focus on night
Mhm.
and then ignore the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's a full working day.
Yeah.
And that's why I say life is work and work is something else and making money is something
Mhm.
else. But
So
yeah.
number 1, we have as soon as you wake up, expose as much of your body to the sun as possible.
Yeah.
Ideally within an hour of
Mhm.
waking up.
More specifically, I would say the chest and back.
Yeah. And neck, back
And
and
neck.
neck
Well,
too.
yeah. So, I mean, reason being, your back actually takes in more vitamin D than the rest of your body, which is insane.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, larger surface area,
yeah,
so
and there is one thing I've actually noticed about the sun in the morning, specifically in the morning, is when you do like let's just say like a complete, like you were dry, you went to sleep, you woke up immediately, hit the sun, rather than doing something in between you getting up and going to the sun.
mhm,
It helps so much more, and you can feel it actually on your skin, like
immediately.
it tingles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's doing something for sure. Um,
One of the main benefits actually, like, scientifically speaking,
mhm,
is it helps align your circadian rhythm with the sun. So, as I mentioned, it's your internal clock, and it determines when you should be awake, determines hormonal levels, when you should go to bed. But I think the most important thing is that it helps you fall asleep more efficiently when
mm,
nighttime comes
I
around,
see.
because that's how human beings have evolved over the course of
Yeah,
millennia.
yeah. So
We've
you're
we've wakened with the sun,
mhm,
we've gone to bed before.
yeah. So think of it as you're training a signal.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
training a
it's
signal.
essentially what it is.
Mhm.
Like when you go to sleep and you want to wake up early, you time it, you know? So it's kind of like the intention. And what you're doing is that you're setting the intention correctly in accordance to the sun,
Yeah.
basically.
I know you've been doing
More so.
this.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time, but what else have you noticed ever since you implemented this habit
Oh,
into your
dude,
life?
high testosterone. Um,
Higher T,
yeah,
baby.
higher T. So that means faster energy is provided for me.
Yeah.
I can keep going longer during the day.
Mhm.
More consistent days with mood, I would
Mhm.
say. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, something to look forward to. You do fall in love with it, 100%. Just like you fall in love with eggs and like breakfast and then essentially morning routine,
Mhm.
um, which we will get to. And what else, dude? Like improved, I would say, immune system.
It improves everything,
Everything. Like,
everything, especially immune system. Like,
mhm,
to get adequate levels of vitamin D is probably the number one thing you do
yeah.
for your immune system.
And to feel the difference in that, you're gonna have to wait a couple months, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, immune system
Mhm.
for sure. Um, I look good, for the most part.
You look tan.
Right. Well, tan or just some color, some pop, something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Everyone has different types of skin. So, like, as long as I don't look Simpsons yellow, I think I'm good, dude.
What do you have, jaundice?
Yeah.
Simpsons yellow?
Yeah. And then what? Wait. The best feeling in the world is during the winter when the sun creeps through and you know it's freezing. You take your shirt off anyway.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you just absorb the heat of this
Just
section of Earth right
just
now.
meditate and close your
Yeah.
eyes.
Just meditate and
Mm.
close your eyes and just absorb it all. Feels great.
So that's number 1.
Hmm.
Number 2 in your morning routine is to immediately, in combination with the sun, get hydrated,
Yeah.
because sleep is a very dehydrating process upon the body.
Hmm.
And when I'm talking about hydration, I'm not just saying grab your nearest like Aquafina plastic bottle and drink up. That doesn't actually hydrate you. In fact, it dehydrates you because you're consuming water without minerals,
Hmm.
and then your body is forced to pull minerals out from within, and then you just excrete that. So you have a net loss on your minerals within your
Wow.
body.
So you got to think about that. Every time you fall
Mhm.
asleep, you are losing a lot of water,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. But that's a good way on my train of thought that I've had previously, which was that don't forget that we dehydrate ourselves with things that we forget about. So people think, I went to the gym, so I must be dehydrated. Did you
Sure.
not think of the 30 other things you did today?
Yeah. And there are a lot of them.
Like going to the bathroom,
Mhm.
walking around, I don't know, maybe besides the gym, what example can you think of? I don't know. Just
Coffee,
coffee. Coffee dehydrates you. Yes, certain foods, diet.
sugar.
Yeah, there you go. So that's extracting, that's taking in water.
Mhm.
So I think the reason why there is that whole like you got to drink like 6, 8 bottles a day type of thing.
It's not even 6 to 8 bottles, it's more than that.
It's
People
more than that,
suggest,
but
like, 2
6
gallons.
to 8 minimum, right?
Yeah,
6
sure.
to 8. Let's just say that. Um, hello? That's nowhere near like I was just going to say that's nowhere near enough considering, an average person's day, an active productive person's day.
Well, it's different. The suggestion that I give is that take your body weight,
Mhm.
and then when it comes to ounces, cut your body weight in half. Aim for that in ounces. So if you were 100 pounds, let's say
Mhm.
you're 100 pounds, you'd aim for 50 ounces of water, but the right type of water with the right type of minerals.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to minerals, either you can find a liquid trace mineral
Mhm.
on Amazon, or the way I do it is I grab a natural sea salt, such as Celtic sea salt or Redmond's real salt, and I just
Mhm.
put a little dash of that in the water.
Yeah, and it kinda just, like, regenerates the minerals,
Yeah,
right? That's
because
what it does?
water as it should be should have minerals.
Yeah, which, you know, we get that complaint a lot, though.
Yeah.
If it tastes like minerals, get it out of here.
hmm Also, when it comes to salt, avoid white table salt at all costs,
Mhm. So,
which
like,
is
that
sodium chloride.
yeah, the iodized, nasty,
Yeah,
just generic salt.
it's just garbage because it's not actually like salt in its full form.
Mhm.
They just extracted one part of it and then put a bunch of caking agents, whole
Acids.
dextrose, a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah, not
It's just
cool,
nasty.
not cool.
Yeah.
So just spend the extra buck.
hmm
Nice, okay.
And then this one,
Mhm.
I think you have a lot of experience with coffee.
Yeah. Take it down a notch. Now, I'm gonna say this, okay?
Okay.
I was one of those people that thought, "Hey, man, you can't have coffee after 2," right?
hmm
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, was I so wrong. You can't have coffee after 10 AM.
That's the aim that
Yeah,
we
that's the
have.
aim.
Yeah.
Because I've taken it down drastically to the point where I'm like, "Okay, let me see when it starts to affect sleep." And it did up until I reached 10 AM.
Yeah.
And even then, I can easily say that not every night's the same night of sleep,
hmm
considering that, my mental is at a consistent base. Caffeine stays in your system longer than you think.
Yeah. It has a half life of about 5 to 7 hours.
Mhm.
There's no exact like time,
Yeah.
but 5 to 7 hours is the most accurate.
And
So,
stays in your bloodstream much longer, though.
oh, for sure. I mean, you have the half life. So, let's say you consume coffee at 5
Mhm.
p.m.
Mhm.
If it's 300 milligrams, or yeah, 300 milligrams, which I think is the average cup, um, half of that will still be in your system 5 to 7 hours later. So when you're about to put your head onto the pillow,
Mhm.
you have almost a full cup of coffee
Yeah.
within your system.
So 2 PM. Let's just say it was your final cup of coffee, and you already had coffee before that. So
hmm
you're insane. You're just trying to cut it off at 2,
Yeah.
right? So let's just say you had 600 milligrams of coffee,
Jeez,
okay,
that's
of caffeine.
that's insane.
Yeah, you could have that, honestly. So
It's like heart
let's just
attack
say
level
that, right?
dose.
And then your ruling is that you can't have it past 2. So you have it at 1:55, and you're like, all right, 2 o'clock, boom, done.
Sure.
Okay. And you stay up, and you're normally falling asleep around 11:15 p.m.
hmm
Close to midnight, but not there yet. So anyway, you how many hours is that? 2 to 11. That is 9 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So 9 hours. 9 hours, 600 milligrams caffeine. That's probably around, you probably still have around 170 in your system 9 hours later.
I'd say that probably even more.
Yeah.
And then,
So
uh,
picture this.
yeah.
Picture this real quick.
hmm
So you have fallen asleep. Okay. We're not saying you can't fall asleep with caffeine, but you have fallen asleep. Now, in the middle of your sleep, do you think you're getting quality sleep, or do you think your body's just fighting something and
You're
is
not
doing
getting
something?
quality sleep.
Right? It's doing something. Your body's awake,
Yeah.
right?
The reason why is because caffeine blocks a certain compound called adenosine,
Mhm.
and that has a relaxation effect on your blood vessels. So if you have a lot of adenosine built up within your body because you don't drink any form of caffeine, then you find it very easy to fall asleep.
Mhm.
But if you just constantly consume caffeine in the form of coffee, which most people do, then you're blocking that effect from happening, which is why you stay awake. Even if you can fall asleep, your body is not in a in the position to get the most restoration out of it, right?
I got you.
Um, but yeah, I mean, usually 10 a.m. is the cutoff.
Mhm.
And for me, it's even earlier because there are two types of people. There are people who are like slow metabolizers of caffeine, which is me. So it takes me much longer. So the half life would actually be like 8 to 10 hours.
Mhm.
And there are people who are fast
Yeah.
metabolizers. So these people can have coffee at 5 p.m. They can actually fall asleep quite quickly.
Gotcha. That does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are not all the same.
Hmm.
Yeah, so caffeine, be weary of caffeine. Just, like,
For sure.
don't mess with it. I would say, dude, honestly, just have 1 cup. 1 cup of coffee. I never understood why having multiple cups of coffee a day is a thing.
Yeah.
Just go through that crash, and then you'll have energy later, depending on what you eat.
Or experiment with cutting it out
Yeah.
for a month. See how you feel.
Yeah, it'll be 3 days of headaches, but then after that, I think you're pretty much good to go. You'll miss the smell and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you do a lot of the other stuff that we mentioned and you cut out the caffeine, you won't need you won't need it
Yeah.
because the only reason why you rely on it is for energy.
Mhm. So it shifts kind of like, again, like the reality, making you think that you don't have energy because you're relying on coffee.
Precisely.
But in actuality, there's just a mind block. There's like a block thing telling you that caffeine is needed for energy, but it's not true. You have all the energy in the world.
And by the way, that's not even to mention all the other negative effects that coffee has upon your system because, for example, women
Mhm.
respond terribly to caffeine because their bodies are supposed to support two people, ideally, when they become pregnant, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's very dehydrating. It raises cortisol, which is your stress hormone.
Mhm.
And if you're just constantly drinking that, man, it's brutal.
Not good.
No.
Not good at all.
Okay.
All right.
That's morning.
Off from caffeine for morning.
That's the
Cool.
morning routine. It's simple. It's not really difficult.
Very simple.
Now we get into the afternoon.
Mhm.
And this ties into the morning routine because, as we mentioned, you expose your body as soon as you wake up to the sun. Now, during the day, you want to get as much sunlight as possible without burning. And as I've mentioned, just building up those vitamin D stores is going to help you to fall asleep quicker. It's going to align your circadian rhythm, a whole host of benefits. So, get outside as much as possible. Don't worry about like small things, just as much of your skin as
Mhm.
possible. And I'm sure you can relate in
Yeah.
terms of the benefits.
Yeah. 100%.
Number two for the afternoon, I like to create some sort of movement within the day,
Mhm.
whether it be training. Obviously, you've hit the gym,
Yeah.
um,
My ruling is just sweat.
sweat.
Like, sweat from movement. If you can get a sweat out of movement, then I would say you're like, okay, you did well for the day.
Yeah.
You know, I would say that you don't need to go as intensely. A lot of people don't like working out. That's what I've come to realize.
Hmm.
They just don't like it. It is what it is.
It is what it
But
is.
you know what? I salute you if you move anyway.
Hmm.
If you're at the gym moving, cool. If you're not at the gym moving, I bet you're moving somewhere else, right?
Yeah, exercise is a big promoter of sleep on just all levels. So that's very important.
Mhm.
And then the last one that we have for afternoon is one you actually mentioned to me, which I forgot. Choose nutrient dense meals from real food sources
Yeah.
and ideally focus on more of the protein and fat combination. You can have carbohydrates, but make sure that it comes from real food, sweet potatoes, yams, fruit,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So, like, okay, let me paint you guys a picture real quick. So it's lunchtime and it's the afternoon, like we said. And you know what? We have a lot of work to do today. So it looks like we're going to be sealing the deal to around 8, 9 p.m., right?
Hmm.
And you want to keep it going. You
Yeah.
like the energy you have right now, and you're worried that you might crash in a bit. That's a no no. So what do you do? Are you going to eat because of what you feel like eating? Or are you going to eat something very specific
Hmm.
so you can keep going?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the idea I want to paint here is just like get rid of like, what do you feel like eating? It's not about what you feel, it's about what you need.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need to eat? Well, you need 1 apple, a couple berries, a banana,
Hmm.
right? Well, let's add some cocoa, some chocolate
Some
for
raw
you.
milk.
Yeah, some raw milk, 2 poached eggs.
Hmm.
What do you want? What do you need?
Yeah.
Protein, carbohydrates, sugar, what.
Mhm.
So solve that. And the more you study what is beneficial to the body, the more you'll know what you like from the things that provide you good quality energy
Yes.
and good quality just mood in general.
Yeah, most important thing is that you cut out the processed
Mhm.
junk food and all the fast food
Yeah.
because that just it wreaks havoc on your body and your sleep.
Yeah. And to make it simpler, because there are extremes in everything. To make it simpler, let's just say you don't want to spend the time to, figure out what you want to put in your body.
Mhm.
Okay? My ruling is avoid everything that has to do with how it's cooked. So if it's cooked in oil, immediately no.
What type of oil though?
Any oil, I don't care. Any oil, just keep it dry, right? Let's just
Okay.
eliminate fried stuff. There you go. You've already like moved to like, El Pollo Loco
Mhm.
bounds, which is grilled stuff. you know.
Sure.
So once you have grilled and it's still fast food, I understand there are sacrifices that you need to make. Not everyone's wallet is huge. Sometimes you need to just eat
Mhm.
to eat. And you're used to
Sure.
like the $1.20. Cool. Get something grilled. Try to
Okay.
get something grilled. Don't get anything fried.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting like an ultimate spicy chicken because it's $1 and it's fried. No, dude, don't do it.
Yeah. Just be wise about what
Yeah,
you
be wise.
choose to
Like
eat.
think about your body as a system. Think about it as a car. Like, what are you feeding it, dude? Is it synthetic oil or just that generic BS?
Better yet, let's say you have a Ferrari, okay?
Hmm.
You're wealthy enough to own a Ferrari. You go up to the if you go up to the gas pump, do you choose to put like high octane stuff or do you just dump fucking sand into your
No, no, no. Of course, high octane.
Yeah.
It's what your body. It's what it needs.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it's going to deteriorate,
Of
or
course.
it's just not going to work at all.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with us. If we feed ourselves poison, we're not going to work at all.
Mhm.
But if we feed ourselves just like that generic crap, what's going to happen? It's going to deteriorate quicker,
Mhm.
which you don't want. So feed it that good stuff.
My man.
Yeah.
So that's the afternoon. Of course, like there's not going to be as much actionable advice when it comes to the afternoon
Hmm.
just because you still are further away from evening time when it comes to sleep,
Yeah.
but those things are very key to remember. Now this I think is the most important part. Evening.
Hmm.
What you do in the evening absolutely determines the quality of your sleep and the quality of your energy.
Yeah.
So, the first principle that I have for the evening time is to finish your last meal at 7:30 p.m.
Hmm.
And the reason why is because if you push any further beyond that, any later into the night, then you are interfering with the process of recovery,
Hmm.
which sleep is the only process of recovery. And you're interfering with that because your body is in a process of digestion.
Hmm.
So digestion directly interferes with recovery. Um, what do you have to say in
What do I
terms
have
of
to
the
say? What I have to say is that will actually rid you of a lot of things, a lot of burping, a lot of
yeah?
acid reflux, a lot of potential diseases within the gut.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing is you get to see that the night routine actually is the key to kind of fixing any issues with insomnia.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
believe so.
Yeah.
And what I would like to say about the evening is how we treat and how we view our body, right? So
Hmm.
from the beginning of the morning, you wake up. Your body is a business. It's a store.
Hmm.
It's a shop, whatever you want to call it. So you are charged and you woke up. Okay. Someone's gonna open the door. Someone's gonna open up shop. So what's happening? That's up to you. You
Yeah.
can't be late. You can't be late. You got people love you. People want to see you. People want to do this. People want to shop with you.
Hmm.
Open up. All right. So say hello to yourself and then open up to the world. Okay.
Okay.
And guess what? It is now morning. So when you think of your body as like, this thing that's kind of like generating power and it's like a business,
Hmm.
you move differently.
Yeah.
So now approaching your morning is much easier. Like, what do I need to do? Oh, let me clean up a bit. You know what? I need to clean up my displays. I need to
Hmm.
start thinking like that.
It's all the little
It's all
details that
little
matter.
details. So what are you doing? You're cleaning up your desk, setting up to do some work because that is what I do. I do computer work.
Hmm.
So, all right, next step. Afternoon, you're gonna treat yourself, right?
Yeah.
Now you have decisions to make. What are you gonna eat?
Mhm.
right? Are we gonna grab something? Are we gonna cook something? Are we gonna cook something together? What are we gonna do? You have so many options.
Yeah.
So when you start thinking like that, where everything requires a plan and everything requires like a foot down and let me decide and let me take control, everything starts to move differently.
100%.
So now, like everything in between opening and closing the shop, which is your body, you can see that if you've ever worked in retail or anything of that sort, even like a family owned shop,
Mhm.
once it gets close to closing time, it slows down. Like every employee starts to slow down
Yeah.
slowly, and no one wants to do anything forever.
Of course.
That is healthy.
Mhm.
That is absolutely healthy in my eyes
Yeah.
because you're settling at the thought that, hey, bedtime is approaching, even if it's like 6 hours from now, right? An airplane, when it goes down, it takes 45 minutes. It knows where its destination is. It just takes 45 minutes to get all the way down there.
It's not like
And
a
you're circling on the map. You're like, why are we going back to Ontario and then back to LA? Like,
yeah.
it makes no sense.
You don't just
So it's,
nosedive
yeah, you don't
towards the
just like, all
tarmac.
right, there it is. No, no, no. It takes its time. So it's like, bing, buckle up
Yeah.
your seatbelts. We have 35 minutes and we will arrive, even though
Mhm.
we are on top of it.
So connecting to
So
the slowing
yeah,
down.
the slowing down, the gradual pace of
Mm.
things. When you start gradually slowing down through the evening, start at 5 p.m.
Mhm.
Slow, 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 slow. Turn on your True Tone on your iPhone. Turn on that candle. Get rid of all the electronic devices.
Mhm.
Pull out your favorite book. Do whatever you need. And just start
Absolutely.
slowing down. That's exactly how you
You're
get
gonna put
into
me to
that.
you're gonna put me to
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
right now,
That's
bro.
exactly how you get into the sleeping vibe. It's doing absolutely night stuff.
Mhm.
That's it. You
Yeah.
don't do things that you touch during the day. That's what the day is for.
Yeah.
So your time to watch TV, over. Your
Mhm.
time to do the dishes, over.
Mhm.
Time to work, over. Done. You got to time these things.
Yeah.
It's sleep time.
And to circle back, speaking of the timing,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Whenever, let's dig into your past.
Mhm.
You've had a huge meal. Forget about what type of food. You've had a huge meal at like let's say 10:30.
Yes.
You go to bed at 12.
Sure.
How do you feel the next morning?
Ooh,
Because for
heavy.
me, it always feels like I got hit by a truck.
For me, it feels like, look, listen, first of all, brain fog.
Oh,
Brain
yes.
fog, dude. Like it's basically, I don't know. It's like you got rammed by a truck
Bro.
and then you were tired and they wouldn't let you sleep, so you force woke up and it's 8 p.m. So you shouldn't be. I don't know. It just seems messed up. And you feel heavy and you're dragging yourself around all day. You can't think to save your life.
Dude, it gets to the point where you wake up in the morning or it's like afternoon and you're just staring
Yeah.
into the abyss because you can't think.
Yeah, yeah. People talk to you and you're like, hmm.
Sorry?
Not even sorry, just You say something?
Hmm.
Yeah. Just
Literally.
done. Like the only thing you could do at that point is go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's funny that food can do that because
Absolutely.
we think eating, you got to eat, boy. You got to be healthy.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it depends on what you eat.
And meal timing, what time you eat, is very crucial.
Yeah. Timing, what you eat,
Hmm.
knowing yourself. Like be true to yourself. Are you heading upwards? Or are you going downwards? Are
Yeah.
you losing weight or are you getting fatter? What's going on?
And tying into the knowing yourself,
Yeah.
you can also play around with it. So it's not like 7:30 p.m. is the absolute most strict rule when it comes to meal timing. I've pushed it to 8, 8:30 as long as I've eaten a small amount of food, the right quality of food. I can get away with that.
Mhm.
And I can track that with my Aura ring. So it's all about experimentation at the end of the day when it comes to all of these things. Although the rules that we set out here are absolutely crucial.
Oh yeah,
You
100%. These
can't
are
just
these are
totally dispense of
yeah,
them.
these are musts.
Yeah, musts.
Now there are some things that we like to do, as extra toppings,
Mhm.
which are de-stressors, like de-stressing exercises. Breathing with your diaphragm, like never forget to breathe.
Yeah.
Like actually notify yourself to breathe. Because I swear to God, this happened to me today, actually.
Mhm.
Um, what happened? Well, I saw something I didn't want to see, so it kind of like messed with me for a second.
Mhm.
That happens, you get moments like that. And I was like, you know what? I have two options right now. I can either choose to be in that world and just be consumed by it, or I can just go along my day and deal with it later.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll deal with it later. So, boom, I'm still in this reality. I'm good to go. Um, and yeah, I feel saved by myself. You
Yep.
don't need anyone else to save you. That's the
Because you know
thing.
what to do.
You know what to do. Yeah. And there's no way I'm gonna ruin my own sleep tonight.
Mhm.
Like, think about that. Am I a party pooper? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna shit on my own party.
Exactly. So let me. Just let me. I have control. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I want people to see is that you do have control too. It I cannot stress this enough. It feels like the end of the world,
Mhm.
but I swear to God, you have full control. You can choose to not give a crap.
Yeah.
You can choose to not give a shit. How exciting is that?
Of course. You have control.
Yeah. So you can control your stresses.
Yeah. So after meal timing, we're still on the evening part. The second most important thing, and this one is big,
Mhm.
get to sleep by 10:30 p.m. max. This is one I hear a lot of people struggling with. Like they come up with excuses. Oh, I'm a night owl. I can't really go to bed at 10:30.
Mhm.
I have to go to bed at 1:30.
Intention. I'm just gonna say intention at
Yeah.
the end of the day. Because if you really wanted to, you would.
Hmm. And then
But I
yeah,
gotta say this though. If many people don't have experience with good sleep, it's really hard for them to start trying because it takes a little bit for them to see
of
results.
course, that's a great point. They don't have
Yeah, so
the
they have nothing to relate it to, so they'll go, "Nah, I'll pass."
hmm hmm
But trust me, if you guys ride this wave, your sleep will improve.
ride this wave.
Yeah.
So from the hours of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.,
Mhm.
that's when your body is purely in a physical recovery stage. It's exclusively recovering everything that has to do with the body:
Mhm.
ligaments, joints, muscles, replacement of fat cells, all that stuff. From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., that's more of a psychological slash mental cleansing. And this is actually shown by science. So if you look at somebody who goes to bed too late, and let's say they go to bed at 2 o'clock a.m. and they're an athlete, they'll struggle with a lot of like nagging injuries and
Mhm.
it won't seem to go away because of that reason. If you see somebody who routinely stays up to, let's say, 5 a.m., their mind just goes totally out the window.
Mhm.
Like they literally show signs of psychosis because they're ignoring that stage of recovery. So it's a very important thing to understand. You need to get that's why I aim for 10:30 because
Mhm.
that's the sweet spot. You can get the physical recovery, you can get the mental
Yeah, so
slash emotional.
you can get the joy of night, but at the same time, you're balancing it out. You're not
Sure,
excessively passing that.
sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, and a great example of how detrimental sleep timing is in terms of going to bed too late. I'm sure you've seen somebody who works night shift.
Mhm.
Those people are just like
Yeah, you'll never know that,
health just
some of them
declines
have, like,
rapidly.
criminal records, for example, and you can't really do other jobs, so, like, we forget about special circumstances.
Sure, there are
Yeah.
special circumstances, but on a long time frame, long scale, it's not good.
No.
It's
Long
not.
term, not good.
Yeah.
So it's never too late to fix it. Doesn't matter what age
Sure.
you are.
Yeah.
You could still fix your sleep. But the
Mhm.
whole point of 10:30 is that we sleep the night, literally. Like we said at the very beginning, is that you would ideally like to get up with the sun.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference in the world, I have firsthand experience. Again, I went from being a complete night owl, just a total creative, loves the, staying up and everyone asleep and doing my thing and
Mhm.
doing all that. I thought those were the creative hours.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they were. I'm not gonna lie, but it was wrong, man. I would say by my third year, I was so fried.
Oh,
I
dude.
was so done. Like
That's the
I'm so done with not knowing how I'm gonna feel tomorrow.
that's the best word to describe it. Fried.
Hmm.
You're just
You're just a circuit board and you're fried, man. So yeah, getting to sleep. I remember I didn't even think about it. It happened on accident once, and I was like, why do I feel amazing today? I haven't felt like this in
oh,
years.
yeah.
And it was because, I messed around with sleep too much to the point where there was a day where I actually just completely knocked out at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Woke up next day at 6 a.m. and I'm like, wow, I feel amazing. Why do I love the morning? What's going on?
And ideally, the
And it
earlier
was
the
the
better.
sleep. Yeah, it was the sleep quality, nothing more.
Yeah. So if you go to bed at 10:30, you'll gain most of the benefits. If you go to bed at 9:45,
Hmm.
you'll gain even more benefits.
Yeah.
And I think that even though it's a small difference in time,
Hmm.
it has exponential
Yeah.
results.
Another thing I noticed, actually, if you go to sleep even earlier than 9:30 or 8:30 or 7:30, the earlier you sleep, the less time you need from the night to fully recover.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually insane. I remember getting 3 hours of like quality sleep, and it was much better than 12 hours of crap sleep.
Hmm.
Like night and day difference.
Yeah. Although I do my blanket recommendation is for everybody to get over 8 hours.
Oh yeah. For me, it's over 7 hours and 15 minutes for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Do not mess with. I feel like if you want your, if you want to be ready for the day every single day, you need to sleep at least 7 hours and 15 minutes. That's kind of my suggestion.
It's a great rule of
It's
thumb.
something that I've dealt with my entire life, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of the sweet point.
Hmm. So that's sleep timing.
Yeah.
Next, we have temperature,
Temperature.
something a lot of people don't think about.
Ooh.
Uh, this has everything to do with sleeping in a cool room
Mm.
because we've all had the experience of sleeping when it's hot and it's a miserable one. It's a miserable experience. But even physiologically, like from a scientific standpoint, the cooler your environment when you go to bed, the deeper sleep you're able to get. That's
Mm.
all it comes down to.
Mm.
And ideally, I'd shoot for around 60 to 69 degrees. Um, Outside of that, there's really not much you need to know.
Yeah.
You can have minimal clothing. You can take a cold shower before bed. You can open the window. These are all methods to actually cool
Yeah.
your sleep environment.
Yeah. So I think the way you want to think about it is that you want your body to be doing the least amount of things as possible. So temperature is a huge thing because you don't want your body to be just absolutely sweating
You're like,
during the night. It's working. Your body's working.
yeah.
So if your body is producing sweat, it is doing something
Mhm.
other than sleeping.
Yeah.
So stop that. That's why I think there's a lot of things we don't think about, like temperature, like you said.
Mhm.
Every once in a while, I'll remember. I'll be like, "Okay, yeah,
Most
it's not
people
that
don't
cold in
think
here."
about it.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
And you don't think about like what happens to your body during sleep either,
Mhm.
because we lose temperature
Yeah.
when we dive into sleep.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's super interesting. The
But
cooler the room, the better the sleep.
yeah, dude, you don't even need to know like all of the science behind it. It's
Mhm.
just intuitively from your experience. I sleep in a cold room, I get amazing rest. I sleep in a hot one, it's shit.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sticky. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just
Do all
gross.
that.
Next one, we have light.
Ooh, interesting.
And this is all about artificial light. So my recommendation is either buy a pair of blue light blockers, a good brand, um, or a more accessible one for people is to dim the lights as much as possible once evening time hits.
Mm.
And the way to do that is you can either have a warmer tone in terms of the like actual bulb, or you can do candlelight, moonlight, firelight. All of those things actually help enhance sleep.
Mm.
They don't disrupt sleep like artificial blue light, which is actually good during the daytime, but during the night, it sends mixed signals to your body and it makes you believe that it's daytime
Yeah.
when it's not.
When it's not. Yeah. So your body's fighting your brain, and it's all kinds of mess.
Yeah.
Very good to know. I do
Mhm.
have blue light blockers on like pretty much all my shades and glasses now. Which is,
They're the move, man,
yeah.
especially for like computer use if you're on the
Oh
computer a
yeah,
lot.
dude. Yeah, especially when you're doing like color work and you can't afford to like have like a tinted. You got to see the full color spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, it's pretty gnarly.
So our last one for evening time,
Entice me.
electromagnetic pollution.
Ooh,
You don't have to be militant about this,
zesty.
okay?
Yeah.
But the one recommendation I give is to put your phone on airplane mode. That way you won't be bothered by any calls, messages, and most importantly, you won't have your sleep disrupted by electromagnetic wavelengths.
Mhm.
And in terms like going back to the caffeine, some people respond differently. The same applies here. Like some people are more sensitive to electromagnetic pollution, other people not so much. So phone on airplane mode. I do that every night. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't use my phone alarm either.
Yeah.
I use Do Not Disturb, to be honest.
Hmm.
You know, but it's mainly because I don't want the distractions of the phone.
Hmm.
It's not because of the anything else. So yeah, one thing I realized is we all have an addiction with our phone to a certain limit.
Of
I
course, yeah.
thought I cleared mine, but even then, like I relied on my phone for something to do with sleep or waking up. So it's kind of like eliminate all of it. Anything that your phone has to do with wake and sleep, just stop it.
Or
Just
even
stop it.
an even either
Need
easier method
Yeah.
is to just put your phone across the room. So then you have to get up, and for a lot of people, like, they don't really wanna get up
Yeah, but
if they're
yeah, I get it. I get it. Notifications, all that.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I use like actual alarm clocks. Like they exist.
yeah. You can just
It
buy
has
one
one
anywhere.
purpose. Yeah.
And that I mean, that basically wraps up morning, afternoon, evening.
Evening.
Now, we can discuss supplements. I think there are a handful of supplements that help. They're not absolutely necessary, but they
I
do.
mean, either supplements or we could just do personal tips.
Sure. You want me to
Because
list off the supplements and
we
then we can
can.
just
Yeah, yeah. Go
okay.
ahead.
So, the ones I recommend are magnesium glycinate.
Hmm.
That's number 1 on the list. I aim for my general dosage recommendation for people that I work with is 800 plus milligrams in the morning while you're getting the sun exposure.
Hmm.
And then at night, aim for 1200 plus milligrams.
Gotcha.
Simple.
Very simple.
Next, magnesium chloride. This is more of a transdermal, so you put it on your skin.
Mm.
That's helps with a lot of relaxation because magnesium is very important for that process. Another is magnesium sulfate. That's Epsom salt, so you can take an Epsom salt bath before you go to bed. Helps immensely. And then last, which you've recommended, is the chamomile tea and glycine.
Glycine. Yeah, that's the power combo right there.
Yeah.
I actually had some last night, and boy, oh boy,
Boy, oh boy.
you just drift off to sleep. Like your body drifts off. It's
Oh,
not even your mind, man. It's so weird.
dude, tell me about the dreams.
The dreams that what
The
you've been having.
dreams when you have glycine.
Oh my god. Well, here's the thing. For me, it's hard to remember dreams, but when I do, I remember them.
Yeah.
But in this sense, I know I'm dreaming because I'm so deep into sleep I can feel it. But it's like it was blank slate.
Sure. Yeah.
I just remember not waking up at all. It was perfect. Woke up once to go to work,
Went to bed. You don't
Yeah.
remember anything. You wake
and
up.
that's it.
Yeah. That's
Interesting.
ideal.
Interesting.
But yeah, personal tips. What else outside of what we've mentioned would you recommend from your experience?
Personal tips. Do some childish activities, man. Honestly.
Sure.
Play some games, look at some pictures, talk to some family members.
Hmm.
Do things that have no relation to your day.
Like just mindless
Almost.
things.
Just mindless things that
Yeah.
you almost always forget about, or you're finally getting to it, something like that. Something of that sort. Like, I don't know, your aunt called you 2 months ago and you still haven't called her back. Call her back,
Yeah. Why
Do
not?
something that, like, is so out of the ordinary that, it'll make you feel a little bit different about today.
Hmm.
Um,
Anything else?
yeah. And other than that, treat yourself with respect. Okay. Just because things fail in a day doesn't mean it's the end of the world. All right. You still have tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. Different things will happen every other different day. So relax, take a breather.
Hmm.
That's most definitely going to help you, for the most part,
Yeah.
get through every single sleep day.
Hmm.
um, and get to the routines that we suggested. But other than that, I would say just take it easy.
Yeah.
Don't forget to breathe. Um, Live every day as a day.
Hmm.
And yeah, take it easy.
I only have 2 tips. One is the cold shower before bed. I think that's a very important one
Mm.
that does not get enough discussion. And then other than that, stretching. Stretching is a great way to like make yourself
Yeah.
prepare for
Physical.
bed.
I did that for like 6 months of my life,
Yeah.
actually. Like complete actual stretching every single day, 30 minutes a day.
Hmm.
It does help. It especially helps people with restless leg syndrome.
Just like fucking all day.
Not even just this. I'm talking about like people that like get absolutely no recovery in their legs. like they still hurt the next day
Mm.
and the day after that and the day after that. So like their whole body will recover, but their legs just don't seem to rest during sleep. It's an actual thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Restless
Yeah, I
leg
don't know if that's
syndrome.
more of a physical or psychological thing. Because I know restless like legs during the day. It's more
Uh,
psychological. It's not really
I feel like it's more anatomy and psychology
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, don't forget to stretch, guys. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube at the 2 a.m. podcast.
And remember, actually, no, we have to do a wrap up. Let me wrap this up, man.
Oh, you want to wrap this up, huh? Like a burrito here, boys and girls.
So I'm just
Today-
gonna go through it quick. Okay, what have we discussed?
What have we discussed today?
Morning.
Mhm.
Immediately expose your body to the sun. Okay. Next, get hydrated. Use a natural form of sea salt.
Yes.
Put that in your water. Put some lemon in it. You're good to go. Coffee. Make the limit at 10 a.m. That's your
Mhm.
last cup of coffee.
Mhm.
Done. Now we have afternoon. Get as much sun during the day for the vitamin D benefits. Exercise. Have some form of movement, either a brisk walk, train in the gym, something like that. Next, we have choose nutrient dense meals.
Mhm.
Avoid all the processed stuff. Evening, finish your last meal by 7:30 p.m. Be asleep by 10:30 p.m. max. Sleep in a cool room. Dim the lights or wear blue light blockers. And then put your phone on airplane mode.
Yeah. So basically, that is the formula. You want to live and plan your day like a formula in order to get perfect sleep.
And let me emphasize, once you have these things down, you do not have to think about them again.
Yeah.
Like it works for you.
Yeah, it works for you. And the more you do it, it just bounces back and it improves more and more and more. So it's not something that is just going to like stop. It's just going to keep improving.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep.
But yeah, we obviously just, if there's no breakfast in there because we do intermittent fasting.
You can do a breakfast, though.
You can do a breakfast. Just be very careful in what you do.
Focus
Just remember
on protein
that,
and fat.
yeah. Remember that you're waking up your stomach. So knock on wood. Everything works here. Anyway, guys, go follow us on YouTube at the 2 a.m. podcast. Go give us a 5-star review on Spotify. We would highly appreciate that. And if you do not have Spotify, you can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Libsyn, all major streaming platforms.
Mhm.
We are available on YouTube. We had a Clips channel. Sadly, we took it down, but we now upload clips straight to the 2 a.m. podcast channel.
Yep.
So go ahead and check us out. Subscribe, like, and leave us a review. We would highly appreciate that. And we will catch you guys next time. Let us know if your sleep improves on Instagram. DM us. Feel free to, respond to our questions. Do whatever you need.
Get some good sleep, baby.
We are here to listen and give more tips. So, yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace.